Hey YouTube, how's it going? I wanted to make a little video talking about how to be more authentic and to stop caring what people think. This is in many ways a lifelong challenge. It's in many ways something that you can never master. It's never like, was that a good snap? There we go. It's never like you've mastered it and one day you're like, I am my authentic self. I have mastered the journey to authenticity. But you can definitely get better at it. There's definitely techniques and habits you can implement which will make you more authentically yourself, which just means, in effect, more when you act, when you speak, when you think, you are more sharing yourself as it truly is, instead of sharing yourself in a way that corresponds to how other people want you to be. And, you know, for me, I'll tell you a little story. When I was very young, I was not myself. And maybe this is common for a lot of people who are young. I think the teenage years especially, people are very easily influenced by peer pressure or like ideas of popularity. Everyone wants to be with the cool kids. I was not with the cool kids. I was not even like, I mean, I knew some of the cool kids, but I was definitely not one of them. In fact, I had something of a speech impediment in like all the way through middle school, even into high school. I think I couldn't read in class very well. I would mispronounce my R's and my L's, and sometimes kids would always be laughing when I'm trying to read it from the book. And I was very shy because of that. Like, I think I got a bit traumatized by these efforts to read in class, which, yeah, it was like I didn't want to open my mouth. Even when the teacher would ask a question that I knew the answer to, you know, I was a pretty bright kid. Like, I knew the answers to these questions, but because of the speech thing, and also because of an idea I had, which was that speaking up and like knowing the answer wasn't cool. For my social circle, it was like the cool kids, they didn't answer questions in class. They made fun of kids who answered questions in class. Therefore, if I want to be with the cool kids, which I was not, but I wanted to be, and if I wanted to be, then I couldn't be answering questions in class. Especially not when I was speaking funny. So I just stayed quiet and I just hid my authentic self behind this, this cloak, like Harry Potter, like the cloak of invisibility. Man, I wish I was wearing the cloak of invisibility back then, because I was a very shy and awkward kid. And I did not enjoy high school and middle school very much at all. But, you know, sooner or later you reach a point where, thankfully, high school does end. If anyone who's watching this happens to be in high school, and that's why you're searching for this video topic, believe me, it does end, and faster than you think. So, you know, as much as it can be hell when you're going through it, just focus on the little moments you can enjoy and don't let all that other nonsense bother you, because it will end one day. And when it does end, you'll realize that all the opinions of other people, like, they're gone. You don't care anymore. It will shock you how little you will care about any of that, like, nonsense. And in my case, a big step on my journey was I moved away for university. I moved to the west coast of Canada. I left Winnipeg behind and I started a new life. And in many ways, that was a pivotal moment. I was traveling to a new life, and I was also traveling to a new Dan. Like, I was traveling to a new version of myself that was waiting for me in this city. And I'm not saying I couldn't have found the new version if I had stayed in Winnipeg, if I had stayed in the same city. But sometimes when you're around the same friends and the same events and the same environments, you just think like, you just wake up every day and you're the same person. And it's hard to see yourself in a different light when you're always doing the same things and interacting with the same people and places. So traveling to a new place, even if you don't move there, like sometimes even just taking a trip for 2 weeks and seeing a new way of living can be eye-opening and mind-expanding in ways that you never could have foreseen. And yeah, for me, it took travel. It took getting away from that environment to begin to see a chance to reset and a chance to become who I actually was. You know, I was around new friends now. I was in a new environment. Like, learning was actually kind of cool now because people here actually wanted to learn. And I'm not saying I did a perfect job. I'm not saying I became my authentic self, you know, but I was a step closer, and a big step closer too. And the more I traveled, the more I stopped caring what other people think. And actually, the real challenge is when you go back to the old environment. Because, you know, obviously, like for Christmas or a summer vacation, I'd go home to Winnipeg and I'd see my old friends again. And then in that moment, you have a choice to make. Do you stand in your truth of who you now are, this person you have become, or do you revert back to the old habits, back to the old person? Do you get shy again and just stop talking? And do you fall back into the old shadow of who you are now? And I think for the most part, I did okay. I think for the most part, I was a new person. I was more closer to my old authentic self, but I could feel the force pulling you down. And sometimes it's like, you don't want to lose your friends, you know? You don't want to lose these people who knew you as someone different, and they don't know you as someone now. They don't know you as who you've become. And so you see it like, I could be this authentic person I've become, but maybe like my old friends, they're not gonna vibe with that. And I'll lose all my friends. And then it'll be like, well, I feel authentic, but nobody likes me. Sometimes being authentic is not conducive to more friendships. You're leaving the herd behind. You're going out on your own path. It can be a lonely path sometimes. Yeah, it can definitely be a lonely path sometimes. Which raises the question, why do you want to be authentic in the first place? Why do you want to stop caring what other people think? Well, you probably already know the answer to that. You probably already know that when you care what other people think, you are giving them control over you. You are just like, I'm done. I'm done trying to live this life. I'm just going to live the life someone else wants me to live. I'm just going to get the job my parents want me to get. I'm just going to say the things my friends think are cool. I'm going to dress the way everyone around me dresses, and I'm going to be a sheep. You know? Not to say that everyone who follows trends is a sheep. Everyone can be authentic in their own ways, but if you never make the effort, if you never even go down that journey, if you never even stop and think like, who am I really? And you just follow that path, you get that job that was in front of you, you get those friends who are around you, you marry the first girl who smiled at you, you know, and you just take that life that was handed to you, you'll never know who you could have been, what was waiting for you on that other side. And I think it's worth knowing. I think that's one of life's greatest challenges, greatest journeys, is getting to know yourself. And if anything, quarantine has probably helped a lot of people get to know themselves just by spending more time with themselves, right? And that's the other thing. Other people, their opinions, like other people in your life will come and go. But yourself, you're always there. When you look in the mirror, there you are. What's that quote? You know, wherever I traveled to, there I was. You know, wherever you go, there you are. You are always there. So you should make an effort to love yourself, or at least to understand yourself. But to love yourself is probably even, you know, just as important, because, you know, if you don't get to know yourself and love yourself, you're just stuck in that childhood moment of being scared to read in that classroom, or being scared to get laughed at by your friends. Side note, they aren't actually your friends. You might think they're your friends, but these aren't your friends. Friends don't do that. But the point is, you probably have a similar moment in childhood, something that is like, whether you know it or not, you've been hanging on to, and breaking out of that. So powerful. Such a powerful way to stop caring what other people think, to become a bit more authentic in your own life, and to really know what it means to be alive, So those are some of my thoughts on authenticity, on what it means to stop caring what other people think. Just to recap, travel is a huge part of it. Knowing that sometimes friends will come or go depending on who you have become, and accepting that, like, hey, that might be inevitable. These people who might have served me at a different point in my life no longer do. We no longer get along, so that's okay. That's part of life. And finally, just, what was the last one? I had one more. What was the last one? Oh yeah, just realizing that these childhood moments could have deeper impacts on you than you think. And if you can identify these moments, these terrible moments from childhood that most of us don't even like to think about, if you can identify what they are and see them for what they are with the eyes of an adult, and be like, hey, that actually wasn't that big of a deal. I should have just read the damn book and not cared what anyone thinks. Then you might have the confidence to, I don't know, start a YouTube channel, or to speak up in situations you would normally hold your tongue, or to do whatever it is you really want to do, which you haven't been doing. So those are my thoughts. As always, look forward to hearing from you guys in the comment section. Have a great day. Peace.